It is that spooky time of year, and it's nearly the end of October, and we haven't done any Halloween Havocs yet. That's primarily because we've watched them all. We've watched all the good ones, at least, and there's only a few more left to do. I think 4 in total, including the very first one, 1989. So we're going way back to when I had just turned 12 years old. I was just a little bit over 12 years old, and this is a pretty wild-looking card. I don't think I ever saw the show. I mean, I've seen some matches and bits of this show, over the years, I'm sure, but I've never sat down and watched this thing straight through, and I don't have any personal memories of it. Didn't order it in 1989. Was watching WCW in 1989, but don't have any recollection of this pay-per-view even happening. So should be fun to kind of watch it, I suppose, for the first time. I know the Sting and Muta match I've seen a little bit of, and I think there's another match or two like Pillman and Luger perhaps that I've seen a little bit of in the past, but for the most part, I'm going into this thing blind, so this should be fun. Halloween Havoc 1989. Happy Sunday to everyone. I know we got a pretty big football game we're up head-to-head against, so keep me updated on the score. It's Packers and Steelers, so it's Rodgers against Green Bay, which is a little bit interesting. Lions are on a bye week, and there's no World Series tonight, so I think we just have the football game to worry about. There's no pay-per-views. NXT Halloween Havoc was last night. 2 Mexico shows were last night. CMLL and AAA both held shows, I believe. So I don't think we're up against any wrestling tonight, which is nice. So we're going to be watching Halloween Havoc 1989. Thanks again, everyone, for being here. Let's do some hellos in the chat. And then we will get going here. One thing that is a little bit different about this one is we are going to see more and more of this as we do watch-alongs, as we are going to be watching this one on YouTube. So whenever a show is available on YouTube, we're just going to watch it right here. I put a link to Halloween Havoc 1989 in the description below, and there's also one in the pinned comment in the chat. So take your pick. Grab that link. That'll take you over to WCW's Vault channel, where WWE 3 weeks ago uploaded Halloween Havoc 1989. So the runtime, according to YouTube on this one, is going to be 2 hours, 49 minutes, and 56 seconds. So about a 3-hour show. And you guys know the drill. Just a couple of minutes. We'll all hit play together. That timer right there will begin to run once we do that. So if you don't have YouTube Premium and you get interrupted with ads, you can sync back up. I have killed the ads on this video, so ad-free here, commercial-free on this one, but who knows what you'll run into on the Halloween Havoc ad or Halloween Havoc video if you don't have Premium. So it's good to see you guys. Let's do some shout-outs. Zane G, first one here early. Melissa's in the house as well. Good to see Jay Richter. You've got some memories of this one. Yeah, I don't remember watching this one, so I'm excited. I don't even remember renting this at the video store, which I rented all of the WCW shows. Whenever they would turn up at my local video store or Blockbuster or whatever, I'd rent them every time. I don't have any memories of this one, like at all, so should be fun. Tatanani in the house as well. Good to see Mike Rouse. Brandon McNeil is here. We All Pro Wrestling. Happy to see you, bro. George Morris, thank you for being here, bro. Token 5, as always. How are you doing? How is Tito and Elizabeth? How about next week we do Survivor Series 97, 07, 08, 09? What are we doing for Saturday night's main event? I have got a busy week next week at work, including another racetrack season here, and I'm going to be busy next Saturday night, so I am not going to be here for Saturday night's main event. So what I'm planning on doing is 1 week from tonight, doing a doubleheader. We're going to do a Saturday night's main event review in the afternoon, going head-to-head with all that fucking football, and then later on, normal time, next Sunday, we'll do our classic watch-along, and I have to figure out which one to do. We have never watched 1997. We have never watched the Screwjob Survivor Series, so maybe we'll get to that one. We'll take a look. George, thanks for the 5, as always. Paul Hanley in the house. William Cullen, Domo 97. Good to see you. Garrett Osborne, I might have gotten you. The Juliet is here. Zombie Fighter, Jacob, good to see you, man. Kevin in the house. 38 months with us. Just want to say much love to you, Greg, and Chet. About to live stream Sunday Night Football tonight, but I love you all very much. Enjoy Sunday Night Football. Thanks for chiming in. As always there, K-Dog's Kennel. We got Fox Star Killer hitting us with 5. Thanks for that, man. Happy Sunday, everybody. Just got done watching Triple H win the 97 King of the Ring. Before this watch-along even started, Austin Michaels was next. I remember that match. Sean had a little attitude during that match, if I remember correctly, and it was the very next night that he got in that fight with Bret Hart, and he was gone until he showed back up miraculously in a better mood and then, ironically, Vince told Brett he wanted out of his contract. That whole thing is really fishy to me. I think Vince realized that he can't keep both of them, and he chose Shawn. That's what I've always believed. And it all started that night at King of the Ring '97. Ryan Adams, good to see you, bro. All right, who are the mystery vignettes that WWE is dropping? I think it's pretty obvious when you look at the slacks and the socks and the shoes. It's Saraya. It's Paige. She's coming back. So that's who I think it is. We got Doug Unfunny here. We got Jose Lopez, Michael Games, and anybody else that's saying hello. Thank you for being here. This is kind of a longer pay-per-view, so we should probably get started on this. I don't want to be flapping my gums for too long before we hit play. So let's do that. If you have a cold one open, feel free to toast it. Happy Sunday to you. I am in my I don't know if you can see them. I'm in my fucking PJs. I'm just chilling. I got the window open. It's a beautiful 65 degrees outside and sunny. And sun's about to go down in about an hour or so. And we are here to watch Spooky Halloween Havoc 1989. So let's get on this. All right, guys. We're going to go 3, 2, 1, play. All right, that's how we do it. And I'm still getting used to the new setup here in the new place, so I'm not positioned the same way as I was in the old house. So getting the timer and the play button synced up can be a little tricky. Let me just do an audio check real quick. I'm not a headphones guy, as you guys can tell. A lot of streamers wear the earbuds and stuff. I don't like them. So I kind of do everything through the speakers. So I just want to make sure I can be seen and heard. All right, we're looking good. All right, let's rock. On Halloween Havoc 1989 on YouTube. Make sure you're on YouTube and not Peacock, because it might not be the same if you're over there. All right, timer is ready. Play button is ready. I'm ready to rock if you guys are. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. All right. It's funny, YouTube actually, for me anyway, syncs up a little bit better when I hit play at the same time. Peacock is like a second or two delay. But I'm like right on the money for this one. Ooh, look at this spooky intro, guys. Spooky intro! With the little gravestones. Halloween Havoc 89. Oh, this is just spectacular video production here. Unbelievable. I like the old Halloween Havoc logo. I didn't use it for the thumbnail because I wanted the thumbnail to pop and stand out. But I like the first one. Simple. Who? Bob Kahn. Where are they? We got wrestlers in the ring already. So this might be Z-Man in the ring. I can see it's Tom Zink. I don't know who he's with. Oh, Christopher Cruz. Fuck him. No, that's Gordon Soley. Thunderdome. I love that. What's up, Michael Kumo? Good to see you. Jim Ross back in '89. That's crazy. I had forgotten Bob Caudle was even there. And here's Chris Cruz. I don't like him at all. He's an asshole. That's right. Bruno is on this show. Bruno had a massive falling out with Vince McMahon right around this time, so he was hanging around in WCW. James, very cold in Pittsburgh. Is that where the game is tonight? Is the game in Pittsburgh or is it in Green Bay? I think it's in Pittsburgh, right? Damn, in the 40s. Sucks. It's like 30 degrees warmer here. So it's Z-Man, and who's across from him? I thought that was his tag team partner. That's not Rotundo, is it? It is Rotundo. It's Mike Rotundo. Unless he's Wall Street here. Yeah, Mike Rotundo. He had been gone from WWE for at least, I'd say, 4 years, maybe 3. Why is the Z-Man getting booed? It's festive. Oh, yeah, they're in Philly. Okay. Thank you, Jim Ross. 7,300 is the attendance for this. Not bad. At the Philadelphia Civic Center, October 28th, 1989. So we are just 2 days shy of the, 36th anniversary? God damn. 36 years ago. I'm watching shows that y'all weren't even born for. Yeah, I have family in both Chicago and Wisconsin. I've had family in Milwaukee. I've got family in the city of Chicago who also has a cabin in Wisconsin. A lot of my family came from Minnesota as well. So my whole family kind of was Midwest until I came along and changed it. I was like, nope, I'm moving south. I'm moving west. Getting out of the cold. I guess, well, let's see, we're 89, so Z-Man now, he's been in WCW since before he jumped there when it was NWA still, when he left the Can-Ams, when he left Martel, and went to WCW or went to NWA, and then they formed Strikeforce in 87. So we're talking 2 years now that Z-Man has been in WCW. They paid him so much money. I thought Rick Martel was so much better than him. Ramon Coffey, yes, I remember Hurricane Hugo. I got very lucky. It was the eye of the storm was supposed to pass right over where I was living, and at the very last minute, it continued west and went over Charlotte, which is about 3 hours west of me, and spared us. I remember my whole family, we had a brick house, but we all stayed. We had no power, of course, and we all slept in the living room. And like when I was a kid, we had those those tents that you can buy and put on your bed when you're a kid. I had one of those. I put it in the living room, and I just slept in my tent all night. And I remember thinking when I went to bed, when I fell asleep, I could die because the hurricane might kill me. And I woke up the next morning and the house was intact and everything was fine. And it just went, I mean, we still got major damage from it, but it didn't give us a direct hit. So that was my first hurricane experience, was in 89. Hurricane Hugo. Fucking Z-Man. Z-Man doesn't win this match, does he? And that is, I didn't even check the referee. That is Nick Patrick, correct? Yeah, that's Nicky. The hard cam is a bit weird. It's really elevated. I think the following year, I was looking, the following year's Halloween Havoc, 1990. They had like a red mat. It looked really weird. There's a whole shitload of matches on that card, but it's only 2 hours, so I didn't pick that one. I thought this would be better. The Z-Man. Oh man, if you want to see something hilarious, you got to look up the old Can-Am Connection vignettes with Tom Zink and Rick Martel. Oh my God, it's exquisite. I mean, they've got their muscles and they're shirtless and their hair and they're standing in front of the mirror and they're just so spectacularly sexy. You know, it's so good. Slightly homoerotic, but it's great. You got to watch it. And then Zink left and Tito came around, Tito Santana, and legitimized that team. Tito and Martel was so much more formidable than Martel and Zink. Can-Am's got a big upgrade when they became Strikeforce. Upgrade. Your children will be placed in the custody of Carl's Jr. Since his days in Little League. Is that Nick Patrick? Jesus, he is young. That might not even be him. Oh no, what's going on? My YouTube is buffering. We're good. I'll sync back up. All right, that's odd. My YouTube just buffered on me. No big deal. I'll sync us up. There we go. That's what the timer's for. I rarely have to use it. I just assume I'm just there for you guys. I haven't had to use it very often. I haven't had any issues with my internet over here, this new place. I've got fiber now. But it's still fiber even. I mean, it operates off Wi-Fi, so my modem's in the other room over there, and I'm just pulling off that, so it's been fine. VC meaning varsity club. Thank you for that, Jim Ross. Oh, that's Nick Patrick. I can tell now with his counting style. Jay Richter, you got your copy of WWF WrestleMania for NES. Dun, 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 dun. WrestleMania. So do I. I put a lot of shit in storage, but I kept my Nintendo games out because I thought I might want to have them back on the shelf here, but I've kept them off. I basically have two of these filled with Nintendo games right on the floor here. But the best pro wrestling game is this one. Black Box Pro Wrestling. That's where it's at. No, never played any WCW games, Ramon. Never did. And I was already done with video games by the time we got to, like, PlayStation and shit. So I know WCW did have one good game. I forgot what it was. WCW Mayhem or something. I know there was, like, one good game on some console that WCW had that was good, but I never played any of it. Might have been, like, N64, but I never had an N64. I didn't make it any higher than Sega Genesis. Cut off after that. It's a very, like, kind of, like, long competitive match. 89, I went to a WCW house show. I think it was October, actually. Rotundo worked the show. So did Flair, Arn, Sting, Luger, Doom. Who else was there? Terry Taylor was on that card. Oh, my God, who else? Well, no, it couldn't have. What the fuck? I remember Terry Taylor being on the card, but he would have been in WWE or Red Rooster. It might have been 90. Might have been 90. After Rooster had run its course, and it had to have been 90. Because Terry Taylor was on that show. So, yeah, it was probably 90. He must have left right after that. So, yeah, it was like Taylor and everybody. It was cool as shit. I lived in a small town, so, like, when I was there at the show, like, a lot of kids from school were there. It was pretty funny. Got a chance to see Arn and Flair hanging out in business suits, drinking coffee outside the building. Or Flair, not Arn. Or no, it was Luger, not Flair. It was not Arn. It was Luger and Flair. I don't think Arn was there either. Come on, Z-Man. They're paying you all this money. He's been taking the pounding. If this match is a 30-minute time limit draw, I'm going to lose my mind. Yeah, they took too long, Rotundo. That's your own fault there. I never liked WCW's multicolored ropes because it looked like they were just grabbing spare parts and making a ring. That's the way it always came off to me. As a kid, it always looked so low budget compared to WWE. I'm like, what are they, just taking random parts of rings and slapping them all together? Look at Nick Patrick. He's so horrible. Do people even have cookie jars anymore, like good porcelain cookie jars? I had one when I was a kid. It was like a circus elephant, and like the trunk of it broke off of his face, and we still used it. The sound it would make when you take the lid off. Or not porcelain, maybe ceramic is what I'm trying to say. Oh, that was actually awesome. Fucking lariat there. Come on, IRS. Enough's enough. Oh! Yeah, nowadays guys do it right, but back in those days, if you were gonna execute a missed drop kick, you had to land on your back. But now, you know, people just land right on their shoulders and arms and shit. But whenever you'd see somebody miss a drop kick, you know, in these days, it would never look like a real drop kick. They would always land flat on their back. And only a couple guys deliver drop kicks like that, like Doug Furnace and not even Brunzell. There we go. Ah, for fuck's sake. What a travesty of justice. Boo, I'm booing him too. Fuck Z-Man. He sucks. You suck, Tom Zink. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Tom Zink did pass away, correct? Nice music for the replay there. Look at Bruno. That's right. He's the ref for something tonight.
Bruno, welcome back to Philadelphia. Thank you, Chris. Nice to be here. Bruno, you have faced many challenging and difficult situations in your nearly 30 years in the ring. Have you ever faced anything as difficult as refereeing in a Thunderdome match? Not quite.
Yeah, he's refereeing the Thunderdome match. It's hilarious.
And in there, and practically anything and everything goes. Actually, it's a very dangerous match. You might say, well, what's your role in there? Well, anything and everything goes. So my role basically is that make sure Anderson and Gary Hart don't come in, don't get these guys any kind of a weapon. And when somebody throws the towels, of course, it's my job to stop this whole thing and to declare a victor. And anything else that might happen in that ring that shouldn't, I'll be aware of. Can you see anything happening in that ring that might
Bruno's ear looks like uncooked, like undercooked pork.
the very bitter end, and it's going to be up to either Anderson or Gary Hart to bring a conclusion to the match.
All right, Bruno Sammartino, good to be with you, and glad to have you back in the ring.
Good to be here.
All right, fans, let us now go back to the ring. Gary Michael Capetta is standing by for the introductions to that big six.
Bruno Sammartino at Halloween Havoc. What a sentence. What a sentence. Oh, we finally get to see what the entrance looks like because Zink and Rotundo was in the ring. Oh, I love how they wait for their cue. All right, so this looks like it's Midnight Express. This is the Eaton and Stan Lane version, and they're with Dr. Death, Jim Cornette. I feel like this music is dubbed. Was the Midnight Express using the version that FTR now uses the knockoff of at this point? I think they were. Yeah, this is definitely some knockoff bullshit. So this is a 6-man of some kind. I was never a huge fan of Stan Lane, but I'm a massive fan of Bobby Eaton. And I was a medium fan of Dr. Death.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present the deadliest six-man tag team combination in wrestling. First, the four-time All-American from the University of Oklahoma, the toughest man in the world, Steve Dr. F. Williams.
Toughest man in the world. I think Bart Gunn might have something to say about that. They've wrecked more homes than Hurricane Hugo. How about that, guys? Somebody just brought up Hurricane Hugo, and it just happened. It's pretty recent. That's crazy. That is crazy, son. What is this? Oh, it's the Island Boys. And that's Oliver Humperdinck with him. So this has got to be Fatu and Samu. And I think Tonga Kid, Tama. Oh, they're going to breathe the fire too. Oh, I love this. So Oliver Humperdinck is in WCW now. He's managing. Yeah, that's definitely Tonga Kid, who's put on a lot of weight. What's interesting is after Tom Zink left WWE, Rick Martel joined up with Tito Santana in an angle, I believe, that involved the Islanders. And then they were heels for a while with Bobby Heenan all the way through like WrestleMania 4. And then Tama left, and then they repacked, and Haku stayed and became King Haku. And he was King Haku here in 1989. Or no, it might have been Savage by this point. He was probably not King Haku anymore. Savage was about to be king. And watching, I mean, he put on a ton of weight because he was not heavy at all when he was in the Islanders. But look at him here. He kind of looks like Jacob Fatu with the hair. He's standing on the ropes right now. That's Tama. And you got, and there's Rikishi right there. And then you got Samu. That is wild. The Hollywood Blondes. Shout out there to the original. I think there's been more than 2 Hollywood Blondes. I think there's been like 3. They all got, man, those Samoans, they got that ass, don't they? It's like they all got the identical ass. Look at how much weight Tama has gained. My God. Look at that booty on him. He was not a big guy. He was a high flyer. He was small, or smaller. He also was a co-star in Body Slam alongside Rowdy Piper back in like 1985. A long time ago, I put that movie on my second YouTube channel. I wonder if it's still there.
Bob, I'm very partial to Dr. Death because I've seen him. I remember 1982 when he was a junior at Oklahoma. He started wrestling professionally. He went back to Oklahoma to play football. And the fall of '83 was an all Big 8 performer.
I think it's gone. I think it got taken down.
So he started wrestling professionally as a junior in college. Went back and fulfilled his eligibility. Was a captain of the Oklahoma football team. And it's going to be Sweet Stan starting out for the fans here. Halloween Havoc is certainly.
Oliver Humperdinck, he's got the Captain Lou thing, because Captain Lou would also have his exposed big fat chest out there. Oliver Humperdinck only spent maybe a year in WWE. I remember him there about a year. I mean, this is a pretty badass match, not going to lie. I mean, you got the Midnight and Dr. Death against 3 Samoans. Like, well-known ones in the family. It's too bad Tama didn't stick around long enough for Ming to show up. They could reunite as the Islanders. Wow. Is that what they're calling him in WCW? He's just the Samoan Savage? Yeah, I guess so, huh? I forgot that he was called that. I thought he was called like maybe Sammy or something, but no, he's the Samoan Savage. Very he's got Jacob Fatu and Umaga vibes there. And I think Umaga is his brother, but I'm not sure. I think Umaga is Tonga Kid, Samoan Savage's brother, I think. Steelers up 3-0. Thanks for that, Ryan. Humperdinck is not quite so much of a slob as Captain Lou, but he's close. It's important to note that he's close. The threshold of pain. I love these Island boys. I love that that head shrinkers are in white and Tonga kids in black. I enjoy that. Bobby Eaton's the man. That's why.
They needed somebody to fill in one night, and the rest is history, as they say. There's Stan Lane, the former karate instructor. That's where he gets his great martial arts background. He used to teach it.
I wouldn't say that Bobby Eaton wasn't given his flowers, because fans in the know how great he was, and he's often talked about, but sometimes I feel like his acknowledgement, even with all that. But you talk to any veteran, and you just ask them a random question about Bobby Eaton, they're going to have something positive to say. My favorite is like apparently his never-ending bag of just whatever you need. You know, hey, you got any hedge clippers, duct tape and a Snicker bar? Yep, got it all. You got an apple, a snorkel, and a roll of toilet paper? Yep, got it. Got it for you, no matter what. Fans are into this. fans back in the day were not bored at wrestling shows. It just wasn't, it wasn't so overdone, watered down. And, now, crowds can be quiet, sitting on their ass, looking at their phones, doing anything but giving a shit, and you didn't have that option. You had to pay attention to the action. There was nothing else to do. Nothing else to look at. I like this exchange. Fatu and Dr. Death. Oh.
That's an intense man right there. There's a scar right there. Right above the left eye.
108 stitches. Goddamn. Samu is drooling, literally. Jim Ross has all the info on everybody. Ooh, Packers up 7-3. I think I'm rooting for the Packers, but I'm kind of not because I'm stuck in this one, Ryan, because I despise Aaron Rodgers with a passion. He is such a fucking idiot. Thank you for the confirmation, Michael. I knew Tama was Umaga's brother. I just wasn't 100% sure. I was like 98% sure. Rodgers is a fucking moron and an idiot, and I want to see him lose and have bad things happen to him. But at the same time, the Packers are in the Lions division, and I need them to take losses. So maybe just for this one night, I'll root for the moron. I don't want a COVID shot. I'd rather take horse dewormer and shove it up my ass. Because I'm uneducated and stupid. I mean, I say I like this exchange, but every time, it doesn't matter which one of these Samoans that Dr. Death is in there with, I'm like, ooh, I like this exchange. I mean, Dr. Death he did get knocked out by Bart Gunn, but that doesn't mean he wasn't a tough guy. He was tough. But a lot of them Samoans are tough, too. And I'd like to see, 1987 Dr. Death against, modern Jacob Fatu. I think a match like that would be just so incredible and so fun. Root for the tie. There you go. Oof. Right hand by Eaton. Stan Lane always reminded me of a hybrid of Lex Luger and Greg the Hammer Valentine. Better looking than Greg, but not as good looking as Lex. And you kind of morph them and mash them together. You get Stan Lane. It's weird. It's a still shot. You'd have to go look for it and find it. But at WrestleMania 10, when Luger lost to Yoko, he got disqualified. When the announcement is made that he's disqualified, he kneels down in the ring and he kind of goes like this. And he squints his eyes and grabs his hair. And if you pause it at that moment, it is Stan Lane. I remember when he did that. And I think Stan Lane was in the company at the time. And I remember when he did, I'm like, God damn, I remember seeing it that night thinking he looked like Stan Lane. And I still remember that to this day. So, go pause it at that very moment when Luger kind of puts his hands up over his head and squints his eyes and then just pause or click pause. Who has remotes these days? And tell me that ain't Stan Lane. Looks exactly like him. Matt Carter. Greg looked like the female phys ed teacher back in the day. Yeah. Nice. I cannot believe how much weight he gained. He got that Samoan butt. Oh my God, nice. God, he moves like Umaga too, doesn't he? When he's got all that weight on him. Well, I think WWE was going to push Bart Gunn after the Brawl for All, but he got knocked out by Butterbean. So that kind of killed him. But they could have pushed him up until that point. They didn't do a whole lot with him. I saw that match in person. Butterbean knocking out Bart Gunn. Oof. The splat. Come on, get back in there. Look at the fans. Like, I love watching them. Look at the interest. Every one of them on their feet. A lot of them running down to the what's it called? The railing there to get a closer look. Yeah, what Colin Wright about a year later, right? Cornette and would be gone. Came back briefly in like 91 or 92 for a cup of coffee and a half. Yeah, the Brawl for All was designed for Dr. Death, set him up with a program with Austin, but then that went to shit. And then they were like, okay, we'll go with Bart, and then that went to shit when he got knocked out. So the whole Brawl for All was stupid. Dumbest thing, one of the dumbest things they've ever done. And plus, it lacked credibility when, like, you know, if you don't have... Well, I think Severn started in it, but then he was, like, gone or something at the end. I don't think he lost. Severn was, like, in it, and then he was out or something. But, like, they also didn't have Ken Shamrock in it either. And, like, you just put one of them in it, they're going to win. Well, I guess they also had boxing gloves on, so I guess it's not a given that Shamrock would win, but... Oh, there you go. Bobby, can't do that, Bobby. You're supposed to be smarter. Their heads are like bricks.
I think this is premeditated. I think the big kahuna, Sir Oliver Humperdinck, is orchestrating traffic over there, and they're following his instructions better than we have seen them in the past.
I don't know where Bam Bam is right now. He's not in WCW. I think he's in Japan. I mean, about a year earlier, Humperdinck was still in WWE. He was managing Paul Orndorff and Bam Bam, but then Bam Bam was gone right after WrestleMania 4 in like 88, and then Humperdinck stayed around until like I guess the end of the year in 88. And found himself over in WCW. Damn. He did bite him, too. He left teeth marks. Oh, man, 1989, I was, what, in 7th grade, I guess, or something like that? Jesus. Fucking middle school. I went to A.G. Cox Middle School is the name of my middle school that I went to. A.G. Cox. Located in the big, big city of Winterville, North Carolina. I grew up hillbilly, but I got the hell out of there. It's like, nope, can't stay here forever. There's nothing to do. Oh, I was about to Vader bomb or moonsault. I thought he was going for a Jacob Fatu moonsault. Went for Vader bomb. Eaton got the knees up. You got to hot tag Doc, not Stan. Yeah, good. He's going to hit Doc. Doc is the right person for this. He got him. Yes. Here he comes. Oh, and I'll just jump over the top rope to get in. His comebacks in his matches or his hot tags were so fun. He was like, Rick Martel had good ones, but this was like with power and cocaine. Like, look at the crowds going nuts. He's just a madman, absolute madman. These were the best part of his matches, because the singles matches were like this too. When he'd make his comebacks, oh my God, the energy. Oh, that didn't look good. I think he was going for a neck breaker, but communication was not good. All right, Enziguri to Samu. Or to Tama. Well, here's Cornette. Oh, Cornette and Humperdinck going at it. Cornette nails him with the tennis racket. I love it. Oh, there goes Cornette. Yes, and the Samoans pick up the win. I kind of didn't realize that Cornette and Midnight were babies in this. Yeah. The Head Shrinkers and Half an Islander getting the win. Yeah, he definitely didn't get all of it. I couldn't tell what Tama thought he was going for. It was supposed to be, I guess, a reverse neck breaker. Or a swinging neck breaker. Maybe he thought it was more like a DDT. Cornette always takes that bump flat on his ass. Loves the ass bump. Oh, this is cool. Gary Hart and Terry Funk and Gordon Solie. Look at this Hall of Fame picture right here. Look at the shape Terry is in. This is what, 89? So yeah, he's in his 40s, I guess.
Absolutely and totally. There is no quitting in the J-Tex organization, and tonight, for the very first time, Mr. J of J-Tex will be at ringside with us, Terry. You know, I want to say one thing. You know, Winston Churchill said, never say die. Gary Hart says electrify. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to start a new dance craze here in Philadelphia. It's going to be the 10,000-watt boogie featuring Ric Flair and Sting here.
10,000-watt boogie.
We're going to introduce something new. Fried chicken. I'm talking about Ric Flair when we push him up against that electrified.
Oh, that's right. The Thunderdome is electrified. That's what it is. We watched the one in, I think it was 91. We did that one where they electrocuted Abdullah the Butcher. WCW was bonkers. Oh, Cuban Assassin. Okay, he's here. I remember him from nothing other than he just worked a lot of Puerto Rico. He worked IWA and he worked World Wrestling Council. A lot of experience there. Oh, oh my God, this is Tommy Rich versus the Cuban Assassin? That's what this is? Oh. You file this under I don't give a fuck match. Jesus, I am not a Cuban Assassin fan. Never really liked Tommy Rich either. And I hate Nick Patrick, so this is not a Greg-friendly match.
The Cuban Assassin, the 9-year veteran, starting out very quickly on Wildfire Tommy Rich.
Well, the Assassin is another big one and another strong one, 240 pounds or better, but he's well over 6 feet tall. And he's going to be a rough, tough competitor here for Rich. But Jim, as you said,
Won a bunch of titles in Puerto Rico, but didn't do much at all in the States, from what I remember.
Big right hand by Wildfire Tommy Rich. It went into relative obscurity in the middle part of the 1980s. Reemerged here in 1989 here with the National Wrestling Alliance and on World Championship Wrestling as the Cuban Assassin. Cuban Assassin wrestling.
A lot of people don't know this about Tommy Rich, but he is a full-blooded Italian.
We can understand where his allegiance lies.
I think you're right. Jim, you're talking about Rich coming back and being the comeback story of the year. When he came back, boy, he came back ready. Came back in excellent physical shape. He came back in top-notch condition all of the way. And he had worked out for a tremendous amount of time. And, of course, he always had the knowledge to go with it. He came back ready and prepared.
Tommy Rich sucks.
Cuban Assassin going downstairs now with a head.
Bathrooms break. That's correct. Did I know that Bill Alfonso is the Cuban Assassin's cousin? No. I don't think I did.
They're outstanding boxers, and they brought some great wrestlers around.
Theophilus Stevenson, the big three-time Olympic heavyweight champion, came out of Cuba. Great baseball teams coming out of Cuba now. Of course, the United States severed relations with Cuba, restricting trade there in 1960.
Thank you, Jim Ross, for our history lesson on U.S. and Cuba
I think he thinks he's representing his
trade
country and their way here in the United States.
and what went down in the 60s.
Pretty quickly there on the apron. Did not go all the way outside.
Oh, God, that you were way out of position. They still got that sunset flip over.
Got the hole really secured, Bob.
Good move on his part, though, particularly when he went through the ropes. He grabbed that rope, stayed on the apron. That saved him from a heavy bump.
This better not be a 30-minute time limit draw.
Nice arm drag taking over the Cuban Assassin into the arm bar. Tommy Rich, a native of Hendersonville, Tennessee,
Hendersonville, Tennessee. Jeez.
that we enjoy listening to. Reside. Tommy now living in Atlanta, where Starrcade 89, our next pay-per-view event, will take place in the Omni in Atlanta, fans. Wednesday night, December 13th. With wrestling's most unique one-night concept. And we're going to make some real startling announcements about Starrcade 89.
Jose Lopez, I have no idea what kind of tag team partner you'd make. Make a highlight video of yourself doing wrestling moves, send it to us, and then I'll let you know what I think. That's the only way I can judge that. How am I going to be able to know if you're going to be able to make somebody tap out with a modified knee bar? I don't know what you look like. What's your picture there? A little number 94? So you should make like a highlight tape, like VHS tape, and put your name right on the front, put it in a package, mail it to me. We'll pop it in. We'll watch it here live, and then me and the chat will determine whether or not you have a chance as a Rhea Ripley tag team partner. And you're going against Zelina Vega and Aleister Black, so you're gonna have to watch out for the Black Mass. And I don't know your I don't know your maneuvering capabilities. I'd have to really study you, you know. I'm going to assume, Jose, that you're what, 6'8", 275, somewhere around there, all muscle, obviously. Just like me. We could probably pass for twins, you and I.
Putting Tommy Rich on his back.
Jim, I got to tell you, I was sitting here thinking about Terry Funk and what he was saying. I'm a little apprehensive about the Thunderdome, and that match is going to be coming up later.
I think we're apprehensive. The athletes are even more apprehensive because
Oh, look at there. Tommy Rich and the Cuban Assassin made me run out of beer. Let me go grab another one.
there's a nice look, Bob. Thanks only a mother can love. Only his mother, baby.
I think that's right. It's got to be his again. As Rich is on his feet, he had that left
I really miss my 805s, but last month it's actually been almost 2 months. Last month for my birthday, was at my parents for dinner, and they just gave me a case of Stella. Same thing happened last year, so I got to drink all these before I go buy my. So I had a case of Stella that's lasted me a month and a half already. As soon as it's gone, I'll get my 805s back. Because I haven't really told them that I'm kind of off Stella's. I've got a new beer now, 805. One of my first beer stages I ever went through was Peroni, an Italian beer. Simple, easy to drink, kind of like a Stella. Then I went on a Yingling kick for a couple of years. Then after that, I moved on to Stella. Then I started drinking heavier stuff like IPAs, and now I've gone back to the lighter stuff. Oh, that's weird. Just got a text from... Huh. Oh, wow. I just got a text from a friend. This picture has got to be from over 10 years ago. She must have found it and sent it to me. That's probably at least 10 years ago, maybe more. That's probably 2014, 2013. Well, those were the days. That's great. Huh. Maybe some of you are actually old enough to know this. Do any of you remember about 20 years ago now, I think it was 2007, there was a big story in the news right here in San Diego about a guy swimming out in the ocean who got killed by a great white shark. Made national news. Joe Rogan talked about it on his podcast. The girl that's the shortest one in that picture, that was her dad. That was her dad. Isn't that crazy? But I remember it was brought up on Rogan's podcast. And it was a big story. He was out there training for a triathlon, and great white got him.
Well, every time it seems like Rich is going to be able to put him away, the assassin comes up with some powerful move to really slow Rich down.
Suplex by the Cuban assassin.
I don't know what he's got in mind now.
Well, uncharacteristic for him. He's going up top. Oh! Rich shook the ropes, and the Cuban assassin came right down on the turnbuckle.
Belgian beers I can drink. I don't think I've had Trappist or Abbey. I don't think it's Belgian, though. I've had what's Duval? Is it Duval? You kind of drink it in that glass. I've had that. And I might have had a Belgian beer. When I was younger, I also liked, I also don't think it's Belgian, but Grolsch. Remember Grolsch? Had the little pop top on it. I don't remember where that beer was from. Ugh. There we go. I've never seen a match won with a Thez press before. Tommy Rich, I guess, utilizes it. Good job, Wildfire. Winning with a Thez press. 1989, baby.
Made famous by the legendary Lou Thesz, a former 6-time heavyweight champion.
Good stuff. Oh, yeah, I've definitely had Heineken. I don't love it. Heineken's got a little skunky smell to it, which you would think I would like. But, I'll drink a Heineken if that's all you got, but I usually don't order it.
Tommy Rich looking mighty good with that vertical press. Ladies and gentlemen, in just about 60 seconds, it all goes on the line.
Let me tell you something, baby. Every night the Fiddlers go in the ring.
Hell yes.
And it's the same old stinking
Are you guys okay right now? Are you able to handle the amount of sexiness that's on your screen right now? We're talking Jimmy Garvin. Look at Michael Hayes. It's okay to pass out. Sometimes this level of hotness will make a human body pass out. So if you can't handle the amount of sex appeal that you're currently looking at right now, don't be ashamed. Not many of us can. I've been trained, so I know my body knows not to pass out because I've been training for years for stuff like this. But some of you watching, you might be unconscious right now of the sex appeal that is oozing off of the chest hair of Michael Hayes and the swiveling hips of Jimmy Garvin.
I have indeed, and I'll tell you what, their palace could turn into a mansion of misery tonight, that's for sure. All right, time for this world championship.
If you're feeling funny down below, don't be ashamed. It's perfectly natural. Oh, God. Cornette manages these dudes? Oh, these are the dudes of dynamicness. Hi, guys. I'm a dude, and I'm very, very dynamic. Of all the dynamic guys in the world, I'm probably the most dynamic. Shane Douglas is the second most dynamic. And we have skateboards. Neither one of you two morons could ride a skateboard. Oh, and this is an 89. I was riding skateboards in 89, and I was good. I could half pipe, drop in on half pipes, and everything. I was awesome in 89. Probably reached my peak around 91 in skateboarding skill. And then the following year, I started driving. And all of a sudden, skateboards didn't matter to me anymore. Hi, guys. Oh, my God. The hair. Oh, they rip off the shorts. They ripped them off. They ripped off the shorts. Oh, Freebirds, you have to annihilate these punks. Oh, at least we get the song. At least we get the real song here. At least we get Bad Street. Once again, same advice applies to the previous interview. You know, if you cannot handle the amount of sexiness during this entrance, don't feel bad. If you have to take a break or step away or catch your breath or fondle yourself, whatever you have to do. Whatever you have to do is fine. Like, we don't judge on this channel. Like, whatever you got to do, just do it. Oh, wow. Yeah, ladies. God, the amount of moist women in the crowd right now is off the charts. Off the charts. Oh, look at that. Yeah, Fantasia. Ooh, doggy. You guys okay? Holding up all right? It's hard. In more ways than one.
The ring with music nowadays, but Michael Hayes fans was the first wrestler to use rock and roll music on his entrances in our sport.
Michael Hayes was the first wrestler to use rock and roll music in his entrance in our sport. I disagree.
When he added Jimmy Garvin as the newest member of the Birds, that he has the best combination that he has had to date. I'm sure that could be debated by officials.
I'm pretty sure that the Road Warriors used rock and roll music. And that was before this. Who else in the early 80s? I mean, is Eye of the Tiger, that's not rock and roll, is it? Eye of the Tiger? It's more like pop, maybe. But Hogan was using that for a while. Look at that.
You know, Bob, our sport is changing. We're getting student athletes involved in professional wrestling. Shane's got a degree in education. Johnny's got a degree in marketing. Hayes and Garvin were valued.
Damn, Jim Ross, you can go back as far back as he's ever been calling wrestling, and you will always hear him talking about if a wrestler has a college degree or something. He's always got to tell you about it.
Shane and Johnny started the sport after they finished their education, which gives us so very.
All right, well, all my neighbors can see me streaming right now, so I'm going to shut my blinds here.
They have done that, and now they're in the
Now that the sun is down, there we go.
Shane, the great move on Michael Hayes. You know, I think the dudes we have to admit are entering this match as the decided underdogs. The youngsters from the city of Sunshine have captivated especially the younger fans.
Freebird's using Freebird and text. Yeah, they wouldn't be able to play that. I know, right, Pete? I think the reason ECW didn't get sued is because sue him for what? What did Paul Heyman have? He had no money. I mean, maybe they could have gone after some royalties once WWE owned them, but WWE cut all that shit out. So, anything that WWE reproduces or redistributes isn't going to have that on there. So I don't know how that works. Maybe ECW wasn't big enough for them to worry about,
He's wearing the heavy brace on his arm. Here comes Big Johnny in 6'4". And Jimmy Garvin. And Johnny Ace are exchanging right hands. Johnny getting the better of it at this point in time. But Garvin, the reverses it. Garvin missed with a clothesline. Nicely frog over to a drop kick.
I hate Johnny Ace. That was a pretty nice dropkick, though. He had smoothness to him.
In the semifinals on June 12th, these two teams met. And the Freebirds very controversially defeated the Dynamic Dudes in Fort Bragg on that fateful day of June the 12th.
I don't want the Dynamic Dudes to win, but I'm worried they will.
Nice armbar there, staying away from Garvin. Really good at locking it tight. Look at the elbow there, Bob. Got it all, he's got it wrapped up. Normally doesn't wear that protective cover on his elbow there. Good shot of it. Powerful right hands by Jimmy Garvin. Shane gets him coming out of the corner with elevation. Garvin backs away quite wisely.
You're talking about him wearing that brace on that arm, and he normally doesn't do it. And at times, Jim, he can
Thank you, Jerry. I couldn't remember what rock song Road Warriors were using, but it was a Black Sabbath. That's right. I couldn't remember. I just knew they had some mainstream metal song, but I couldn't remember what it was. Okay. Iron Man. But they definitely used that in the mid-'80s.
To the tricep, trying to knot it up. Trying to Charlie horse the upper arm. Surrender it. Help.
I know Sergeant Slaughter has claimed that he's the first one to use music, but I'm not sure who the exact first wrestler is. But Slaughter talks about talking Vince Sr. into using music for him. But Slaughter says a lot of things. So
Well, and I think they had every reason to respect them too, Jim. And that's one thing they've got to always guard against is being overconfident, but certainly not here.
Oh, double leapfrog. Wow. That is really good tag team wrestling right there. And a double drop kick to polish it off. They didn't get all the drop kick, but the rest of that was really nice. In the same building.
We could be looking at the new World Tag Team Champions in that ring, Johnny and Shane. Boy, they got all the enthusiasm of youth, and it really comes to the forefront.
I don't think Gorgeous George used music. He just came out as his gimmick was his music, like that's all you needed to react to because nobody was doing that. And so just him coming out in that, I think music might have almost taken away from that, but I'm not completely sure. I don't believe that Gorgeous George used music, though. I don't think music was a thing yet. I think it was early to mid-'70s, somewhere in there.
Well, and I tell you, I thought he just about turned the table on Michael P.S. Hayes. It was almost, Hayes almost got a dose of his own DDT right there, Jim.
Hayes and Garvin, of course, love the DDT. They have perfected it to its highest level. It's one of the most devastating maneuvers in our sport.
When you say perfected, an opponent just does not get up from that.
People got them air horns in the crowd.
About 240.
He's still growing too, Jim.
It's kind of crazy that up until just a couple of years ago, Johnny Ace and Michael Hayes worked side by side for many years behind the scenes in WWE together. Just wild. They're both in on that Janelle Grant lawsuit. They're both a part of it, you know? It's just wild. Somehow Michael Hayes keeps his job, though, where Johnny Ace was more of a scapegoat. I did really enjoy, though, the Freebirds Hall of Fame induction where they went in and they came out dancing to the whole song and gassed themselves, but still stood up there and did a whole speech. It was pretty awesome. One of the more entertaining Hall of Fame inductions that they've done so far.
I think he called it right, though, Jim, earlier. I think you can really see where some of Jim Cornette has rubbed off on the dudes.
Oh, yeah, dynamic dudes coming out to some Boy George. Hell yeah.
Nice football tackle by Johnny. Going behind. They're really controlling the action here.
Or some Culture Club at the very... Oh, damn it. I was hoping that was it. Oh, that might be it. Nope.
Michael Hayes with a blatant cheap left right to the jaw of Johnny. And Johnny Ace is now on Dream Street.
Jesus.
They got him in bad trouble now. He looks like he's out. Out of the ring, down on the floor.
This match for the tag team championship of the world. The challengers right there. The dynamic dudes. And what we could say very conservatively is the biggest match of their career. And Michael Hayes with another cheap shot.
Boy, you can expect anything
I feel like I want to go back to the entrances. I feel, did they forget one of the tag? I didn't see a tag team title on Michael Hayes. I only saw one on Garvin. Did they forget to bring his or something?
Referee of the year, Tommy Young. And the great official, but there's only so much a guy can do when you got the 5 count to play with. And the Freebirds know how to use all 5 counts.
as a tag team. Nobody works it better than do the Freebirds. As you say, they know how to use all the 5 counts. They know how to work everything that the referee can do. That carries them a long way in the ring.
Playing man now, here goes Michael Hayes. Johnny fighting back. You gotta hand it to the big kid.
You were a wrestler, you'd want to come out to Warriors by Imagine Dragons. I think I'd want to come out to Friday by Rebecca Black. I think I'd do that. That'd be my song. Come out ready to kick someone's ass, you know, when that song plays. Yeah, I didn't remember Cornette managing these two. I barely remembered him being a babyface manager. DDT. Johnny held onto the ropes, I think, countering the DDT.
I'm trying to think back. I don't recall when the last time I saw somebody block it.
Oh, man. Oh, he did make the tag. I didn't see it. Shane Douglas is in for the hot tag. Nice. Who's the fucking baby faces here? Because they were booing. Is this one of them bizarro crowds, or I just have everything misread here? See, there's one belt. Does Hayes have his belt? We got a kiss from him, but no belt. I don't think he had. I don't think Hayes brought his belt with him.
In just that quick moment. Well, they were going for their white belt, but Michael Hayes was on the outside of the ring. He pulled the foot of Johnny, and that allowed Jimmy Garvin to land right on top of Shane.
Oh, that's what he did. He pulled the leg. At least we get a little bit more of the song. I got a shot of Bill Apter over there in the far left. And the Steiners are here.
Much of the wrestling world thought this would be the night the Dynamic Dudes took home the gold. It was not to be, but there is still a big future in store for the Dynamic Dudes.
Yeah, Freebirds were heel, but and dudes were face. That's what I thought, but the crowd was reacting oppositely.
The ring, my question to you, Scott Steiner, is how are you going to fight a team you have never seen before?
We have no strategy. We need no strategy. Tonight is total wreck with a band. That's when you're playing our game. Because when there's no rules, no anything, in our ball game,
Is this Doom's debut?
that's the way we like it. Yeah, yo, we got Doom. That's a good name for those guys, Doom. Because when we get done with them, it's gonna be fist.
Look at the Steiners are a mess.
Who cares what happens? Who cares what happens, man? As long as we get in, you get to fight, you get to beat up. So just do what you gotta do.
Many voices thinking that Roman will be able to
Steiner, you all right, bro? Breaker, come control your papa.
If I get her a chance to get in there, if I get her a chance, I'm gonna take her and get it.
all right, fans, back now
All right.
in Philadelphia.
So this must be Doom's debut, I guess. I didn't know that. Butch Reed was in WWE until like mid '88, and then I think he went back to Florida for a little while, maybe before coming here. They don't have any of their cool music yet. Steiner Line. Sounds like the intro to some shitty sitcom in the late 80s, early 90s. How about the conglomeration's sitcom Titantron? How cool is that? And the music? It's got like Melrose Place-ish or something. It's awesome. Oh, look at this. So they're with Woman? Hell yeah. What's up, Nancy? You look hot.
Understand the metamorphosis of this woman to the point to where she wants to be called woman, and she did what she
I'm glad that they would eventually lose the masks because they were way more or just as formidable without them, even more so.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. And not only did she steal the heart of Rick Steiner, she tried to get in there and cut it right out of him. Gosh, those guys are imposing. Look at them. Look at the Steiners.
I do remember Doom a lot and thinking that they were a great team because I was familiar with Butch Reed, not much as familiar with Ron Simmons yet, but Butch Reed I knew. And so when I saw these guys, to me, I thought of them as like Black Legion of Doom, like just really, really physically intimidating. The only thing they were missing was the shoulder pads. Otherwise, they were, look how big Rick and Scott here are, but like even up against Doom, like, visually, they were just such a great-looking team. That's why the masks, I think, were stupid. You know, then Harlem Heat would come around, too. Just these just massively jacked dudes. They'd freak you out. You're, like, legit scared of them. You know, the Steiners were a little different. They were jacked dudes, but they were wearing the fluorescent colors, and they were bouncing around like fucking ballerinas out there, where Harlem Heat and Doom were a little bit more no-nonsense, a little more scary, like actual scary, and where Steiners were strong and capable and all that, but they didn't strike fear. And this is, you got to remember, too, from the perspective of a 12-year-old at the time. I remember Doom, me thinking, like, holy shit, I hope those guys never come to WWE. They're going to beat the shit out of the Hart Foundation. And I don't want to see that happen because I like the Hart Foundation.
Tremendous chest and those shoulders, too. You can tell that they're extremely powerful men. And as physical
I don't remember.
Steiners are, Jim, I know when
Well, I shouldn't say I don't remember. I don't know how Doom lost the masks. I don't know if they just decided just to remove them and not wrestle with them, or if there was some sort of an angle that unmasked them. I don't recall. Unless they're trying to hide Butch Reed's identity here, because too many fans would recognize him, and they're trying to pass the team off as, you know, newcomers. They're trying to be like black jacked conquistadors. You know, like what was the gimmick here? I mean, I'm glad Doom didn't have a super long run because I'm glad Simmons got to have a chance to run as a singles and win a world championship and all that. But I felt like the team was strong enough that they could have had a way longer run. I'm not sure if Butch Reed was the most reliable dude, but and think about the legitimate toughness that's in the ring right now between these four guys. Like, every one of these guys could kill us. If I had to guess, I don't know much about Butch Reed's background, so if I had to guess, I maybe the least tough guy in the ring is Butch Reed. Imagine being Butch Reed and being the least tough guy in the ring. Imagine how tough the other dudes must be. Just badasses as far as the eye can see here. And then you got, it's like badasses with a sexy woman on the outside of the ring. And then you got this fucking dork, Nick Patrick, shoved right in the middle of it. Jay Richter, you always thought 80s women looked better than men. I'm not going to have any, I'm not going to ever put down woman ever. So I will respect that opinion, but I disagree. I think Elizabeth is the hottest. Elizabeth and Stacy Keibler, I don't think they have equals, but I do think Elizabeth was the hotter, but they're both hot. I mean, Elizabeth's like MILF days in the NWO. Oh my God, she was just, I almost think she was hotter in WCW than she was in WWE. What is Scott doing? Jesus. Oh, that was just a torpedo of a clothesline. Like point blank range clothesline. I tried to have a word with woman, and she would just not talk to me, JR. That's so funny. I remember hearing that JR hooked up with Missy Hyatt, and I absolutely don't doubt it. I believe that 100%. I absolutely believe that story. Man, that whole ring moves when those guys hit the ropes. That's wild.
Steiner was so susceptible, so gullible, if you will. Steiner dropped right on the top rope. Doom number one.
Yeah, Nick Patrick was big. He was a bigger guy for a referee.
Too strong on this occasion as he kicks out. Powerful kick. Making the tag. The younger brother, Scott Steiner. Boy, he kicks it in gear. He doesn't waste any motion.
Doesn't waste any motion.
These young brothers are very close.
His first suplex, Bob. That should be it. But he kicks out. Lets that bench press strength come to the front, and then he makes the tag.
Yes, sirree. I was going to say there's so
Here comes Simmons. My God. Look at these college All-Americans here. My God.
Scotty Steiner
We got fucking amateur wrestlers and a football All-American. This is a very stud muffin match. Oh, all you need is Dr. Death in there. It'll be a full-blown stud muffin bakery.
2 elbow drops and a kick out. Boy, she's quite a taskmaster.
Everyone hooked up with Missy Hyatt. Yeah, Jay, you're right. We did. For me, it was 91 when Missy and I got together. One wild night in Topeka, Kansas. We went to a party just with real Topeka people. Took some acid. Hooked up on a tour bus. It was awesome. Elton John, Tiny Dancer was playing while we were doing it. It's fucking phenomenal. What year did you hook up with her, Jay? You were probably much later. You were probably like 2005. Knowing you.
Double axe out of blow off the second turnbuckle. And now Scotty Steiner will have a gut check.
Absolutely, and he can really dig down and get it. And that's what he's going to have to do now. I tell you,
Yeah, so that house show I was referencing that I went to, that must have been 1990 because by the time we got to that one, Doom had the masks off. And like I said, Arn was there, and so was Terry Taylor. But they were both still in WWE at this time. So it must have been 90. I don't know why I thought it was 89.
Security railing. That's solid steel.
and it just doesn't give. And I tell you, Scott Steiner, boy, he's taken a punishment for these two in the last several minutes. And Jim, again, the conditioning of this young man.
Was Hyatt the Sonny of WCW? Yeah, pretty much. But, I mean, I think Sonny might have been the Hyatt of WWE. Because Missy did kind of come around first. She was still, Missy was, WWE had Miss Elizabeth, but Missy was really, was leaning into the sexuality, she way more than maybe Elizabeth was. So she was there purely for the TNA. And she definitely was a pioneer in that regard,
Was the lack of experience or not, but he never tried to hook.
Finally, after all those decades, it finally occurred to wrestling promoters, oh shit, sex sells. And you get a couple of hot valets or managers here or there, And you always had that in the 80s and even the 70s, but, it didn't really pick up until like the 80s, in the NWA you had your baby dolls and, and your Fifis and all that shit. And WWE had Elizabeth and WCW had Missy Hyatt, but then came Sonny and then came Sable and then came Terry and then came, everybody. Next thing you know, it's bra and panty pillow fights on every pay-per-view. Took them like 5 decades to figure that out. And then they ran hard with it for about 10 years. And then they realized, okay, that's not a good look.
Going to be put on notice right here. Watch out for Doom.
Women, believe it or not, are more than just sexual objects. I know that's weird to say for wrestling fans, but it's very true. And WWE and pro wrestling kind of figured that out finally after many, many years of not quite grasping that. I loved Ricky Steiner days with the bushy hair. The bushy hair was great.
Referee was putting Big Brother Rick out of the ring and did not see Scott Steiner go all the way over the top
I mean, beyond this, I'm trying to think of how many Ron Simmons and Scott Steiner interactions we've seen. I mean, Simmons was, in WCW for several years here, so he's got a couple of years here where he probably had some matches, but I don't think they ever had a one-on-one match, and then felt like they were always in opposite companies by the time they hit their peaks singles-wise. Yeah, it's definitely a slow count. It's Nick Patrick. Every count is slow. Unless it's, Starrcade 1997, then all of a sudden it's going to be fast for some reason. I'm sure Bischoff knows nothing about that. Yeah, we got an over the top, didn't we? We did. Where's the DQ? Probably wasn't the finish. Oh, Dolph Ziggler and Sonny did more than date. Actually, they didn't date at all. Dolph Ziggler and Sonny just hooked up. Sonny took a picture of him laying in the bed after it was over. They hooked up like, I forgot when, somewhere in Florida. Like Mania weekend. Might have been the weekend she went to the Hall of Fame. Might have been then. I don't remember. But they hooked up and she documented it. But I wouldn't really say they dated. I'll be right back. I didn't want to miss the finish. And I didn't. Sweet. We're going to get a Butch Reed and Rick Steiner hot tag here. I'm just loving the dynamics of these four guys because it's just so much badassness in one place. I mean, it's crazy to think about how far ahead WWE was of WCW during this time. I mean, this was considered the minor leagues, but the talent roster was anything but. The crowd here, they got 7,300 fans here. It's nothing to shake a stick at. Up until 2 months ago, this is more than TNA ever drew in their 23-year history. That's what's at the show right now. And then the talent. Oh, wow. That was a beautiful Frankensteiner. Jesus. We got George and Bill Apter both out there taking pictures. That's awesome. Here comes Woman. There should be a male manager just called Man. Oh. Oh, she's loading the mask up El Grande Americano style. She loaded I can't tell if that's Butch or Ron. I think it's Butch. Yeah, that's Butch. Oh, and they're going to win that way, too. The music with the replay is just tremendous.
I'll guarantee you one thing, the Philadelphia Civic Center is not brimming full of brotherly love tonight, as we just discovered. And in just moments from now, the total package himself puts the U.S. Heavyweight Championship on the line.
You know, Gordon Soley,
Look at Luger.
this is the real deal, Brian Pillman. Your little exit
Luger and Pillman. This is for the U.S. title, right? Oh, sweet.
butterflies deep in the pit of your stomach.
This is like classic WCW, you know, late 80s, early 90s. Luger, Pillman,
Big match for all the marbles.
Sting, Flair,
Gold. This is when you
Steiners, Doom.
I am the premier wrestler alive today. Why I stand above the wrestling world is at my feet. I am the champion of the 90s.
How many times have you been champion?
Gordon Soley,
You're the champion of the 90s. You're in the 80s, son.
for as long as I want to be champion. Brian Pillman, that's what you find out right now.
He's been champion more than once, which means he can be beat. Let's go to the ring.
You start watching like music videos from 1989, and you can see like that 90s aesthetic starting to creep in ever so slowly. It's crazy. Boy, Pillman with the entrance here. Cheerleaders. Is he going to have Bengal tights on? Look at Flying Brian with the cheerleaders here. Not wearing the right colors, though, for a Cincinnati Bengal. Wow, and they're running to the ring with him. What an entrance. This is like a special entrance for Pillman. That is a unbelievable mullet. Flying Brian. Wish he was from Hawaii. He could be Hawaiian Flying Brian. Pillman versus Luger. Here comes Luger. He was from Chicago, Illinois in WCW. He was from Atlanta, GA in WWE. That old school U.S. title, too. They had gone through a few of them by this point. Jim Ross, just shut up. Just stop. I like how they have two entrances or two aisleways here. They have the entrance and then they have like where you leave. God, Pillman's hair is just unreal. All right, Bob. Everybody has to agree with you, right? Everybody? All of us? Okay. Oh, yeah, mullets hung around. Well, Joe Dirt was out of style. I mean, in the movie, they constantly referenced how out of date he was. So, yeah, people might have had mullets, but they weren't in style or weren't being used beyond, I guess, like 95. I remember them up until I graduated high school, still seeing mullets on TV and in wrestling. And Finally, guys started to lose the mullets around 95. You started seeing them disappear by 96, 97. Joe Dirt is an underrated movie. It's got tons of heart that you wouldn't expect from like a stupid David Spade comedy. Yeah, I mean, Pillman's going to have the athleticism edge here. Luger will have the strength. Luger's probably got a solid 15 pounds on Pillman and maybe an inch or two in height. Pillman's faster, quicker, though. I think Pillman's got the advantage in this. I think the size difference isn't as overwhelming as the athletic difference between the two. I think Pillman far exceeds Luger in terms of agility, speed, and that type of shit. But Luger, is Jim Ross saying the same thing I'm saying right now? But I feel like Luger's strength advantage isn't as great as Pillman's speed advantage. That's good mic work analysis based off of 42 years of watching wrestling. Now, he might have 20 pounds on Pillman. He is a little bit bigger in Pillman than I thought, but still. It ain't a mismatch. Steelers up 16-7. All right, I can live with that just because I need the Packers to lose. I need Lions to stay atop the division. Because the Bears are not doing too horrible, and the Vikings, I think, have a losing record. So Detroit, they got to get their shit together. It's Robert. This Wednesday is the 30-year anniversary of Halloween Havoc 95. We watched that one a couple of years ago. I remember that. I watched that one on the Scrambled stream, or I listened to it that night. And I was like, what are they doing with the giant? They killed him, and then he came back? Like, oh, my God. Pillman's athleticism in these days around 89 and stuff, it was still really raw. Like, he could do a lot of shit, but a lot of it wasn't controlled. Luger's chest, you could show a movie off of it. Like it's Peyton Manning's forehead. Vikings-Lions next Sunday, right. You know, there is an underrated, I shouldn't say underrated because I think the movie sucks. I just have fond memories of it for some reason. It's a David Spade movie. It's after Chris Farley died, and they brought in Artie Lang to replace him, and it's called Lost and Found. And if you look it up on, like, Rotten Tomatoes, it has, like, 16%. It's a shit movie. But, like, really hot, like, Sophie Marceau is in it. Artie Lang, David Spade. John Lovitz makes a quick appearance. And I forgot who else, but nobody's really in it. But it's just, I don't know, there was something about the movie that I always liked. George Costanza's mom is in it. Came out in like 98, maybe, something like that. Just totally stupid movie, but for some reason, I always like liked it. I don't know why. It's like a guilty pleasure movie. So if you've never seen Lost and Found, check it out. These great cable systems around America. I wish I would have bought a pay-per-view back in these days from WCW, but I was barely able to get all the WWE ones by this point.
Home entertainment in the Omni in Atlanta, Wednesday night, December 13th. And when you hear the lineup for that, fans, I think it's the most provocative night of wrestling ever. And we'll be telling you about that in upcoming weeks as Luger continues now to hammer away at Flying Brian. Luger, who is a great wrestler, he's learned his craft faster than anyone.
Oh, I love that counter. Luger was more fun to watch in these days than he was when he got to WWE and he was being pushed. He had some wild matches. He had some good ones. He seemed like he had more energy. He seemed more Dr. Death-like in these days. And by the time he got to WWE, he was a fucking stiff in there.
And I think that's maybe a mistake on Luger's part. I think what he's trying to do with those rights and those lefts, of course, keep pounding away at Brian, slow him down, get him hurt, get some of that quickness out of him, take some of the steam out of him, and then I think he may be able to handle him easier. That's at least what Luger is thinking. There again, we saw the cheerleaders of Brian.
He has cheerleaders all over World Championship Wrestling and NWA.
I think 95% of them are ladies too that I see all around the arenas, Jim. Can't blame them.
I don't think he gets too lonesome. Big right hand to the back of the head by Luger again, follows it up with a kick. I'm surprised that Luger's using these tactics. I'm surprised he's not using power moves, bear hugs, where he can use his upper body strength.
And of course,
Nice. Take him down. Power. Strength.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody get out of that.
He's got to work on his back first, though, Bob, to weaken him. Luger's showing that great football tackling ability, that blocking ability. Hot leapfrog over goes Flying Brian. Watches Luger coming in deeply, hip lock.
I feel like this match would be really good if instead of Luger, it was like Barry Windham or something. Like, this is still very good, but
I'll tell you something, Luger's face tells the story. Look at us right there. He doesn't look overconfident, does he?
No, sirree. He knows he's in a battle, and he knows he's in a battle for survival. But I tell you, with all of the tools, the total package, I don't think there's any doubt. And of course, we use this word sometimes, and I think maybe we use it too often, but certainly, superstar status is this man here.
Flying Brian has the advantage now. Luger must rise to a vertical base.
I mean, you just got to. I mean, this wrist lock is essentially a rest hold here.
Jim, Luger is not wrestling as well on the mat. You know, you pointed that out earlier, and that may be another reason that he's slugging and stomping and kicking. And I don't know why that is, why he's not wrestling that well.
Well, he has so much self-confidence and so much ability. I'm sure that he thinks that he can take it right to Flying Brian and use his power and his strength just to finally overrun him, to overcome him. But Flying Brian's not born for it.
I think it would be a mistake for Brian to try to get into a test of strength here, Jim. He doesn't want to do that.
When we look at the great, bright future of World Championship Wrestling and the athletes that compete in the NWA, Flying Brian just over 2 years in the sport. Lex Luger has almost completed his 3rd year in the sport. The future is extremely bright for World Championship Wrestling. And these two men are involved, obviously, in that future.
Oh.
Flying Brian leapfrogs over, goes the opposite way to the ropes. Luger missed with a clothesline. Flying Brian's got him up. He's holding here. Guillotining. 1, 2.
Nice crucifix.
An average man would have been pinned there, but Luger's phenomenal strength allowed him to get out of that pinning predicament.
We talked about how strong he was and what he could do with the weights. If it hadn't been for that, it would have all been over.
And what he can do with the weights. And what he can do with the roids.
Fans are saying on ringside,
That's not smart.
no, it isn't. He doesn't react well to negativism from the fans.
He doesn't react well to negativisms.
Never find anybody. We talk about what a great body he's got. Nobody's got a bigger ego than this man either.
Lex Luger.
Lex Luger.
Fans hope happens tonight that he loses the United States Heavyweight Championship. I know
Missed. Nobody home. Calendar. Where the hell are you? We'll look up 1989.
Strength and stamina in a moment to roll over, and that roll got him just enough out of the way from that quarterback Ryan.
89. This show was on October 28th. That was a Saturday night in 89. Wow. This aired on a Saturday. I wonder what I was doing at this exact moment. No idea. Could have been anything. I was probably having a sleepover. That's probably what I was doing. I was probably at one of my buddies' house, trading baseball cards until the wee hours of the morning.
Again, he's not wrestling a very smart man. If he can. He's wrestling a great one, but it's not a smart one.
We did fun things back in those days, like when I was 12, like in the weekends, like I had a couple of friends. You would get killed now doing this. We called it spying, but when nightfall hit, like on the weekend, we were only like 12 and 13, so there's only so much you could do, and we had a neighborhood you could just wander around in, just houses until as far as the eye could see, and we would go around and like, ring doorbells and run away. And during Christmas season, we would go like unplug everybody's Christmas lights and then watch them come out and figure out what happened and shit. Like we would just do little mischievous things. We didn't vandalize anything, we didn't harm anything, but we would just fuck with people. We'd like ring the doorbell and hide in the ditch and then watch them come out. And, we got ballsy. We would try some crazy things and try to see how close we could get to the people without them seeing us. Nowadays, you get your head blown off. But we were just mischief. So I was probably out doing something like that on this night, because we definitely did it a lot in the fall and winter months. We'd dress heavy, in camouflage stuff, and we'd hide and, flick people's windows, like watch them watching TV in the living room, flick on their window and then duck down, like just shit like that. Sometimes on the verticals, the only thing that they're holding on to is the trunks, and I'm like, at what point do these things just rip? This is a 250-pound wrestler being held up by spandex.
Luger dropping the elbow on the chest of Flying Brian. Luger has been working on the back. Now he is high impacting the front side on the chest.
Then I remember what I was doing. This show was on the same day as the Earthquake series. Oh, Game 4, though. Not the Earthquake day, the Earthquake series. Okay. Well, then I kind of do remember what I was doing, because my grandparents were visiting us down in North Carolina from Michigan. And they had drove down there to stay with us. My grandfather only had one leg. He had a prosthetic leg. And we were watching the World Series together during the Earthquake game. But I don't remember which game the Earthquake was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or whatever it was. But tonight was Game 4. Okay, so I was probably not at a sleepover. I was probably watching the World Series with my family and my grandparents, is what I would have been doing this night. Interesting. It's interesting because I thought there would be no way I would ever know what I was doing that night. And I have a pretty good idea now. Thank you, Ryan. Okay, so that was a self-inflicted over-the-top rope, so no DQ there either. I don't remember how long WCW did the no DQ, because that might not have happened until Watts came around. Did Watts implement that, or was that already a thing? Because they might not be doing the top rope rule yet. I don't remember. Well, no, I guess they were always doing it in the NWA. AWA did it too. Superplex. Watch out. This is going to be a very raw, underprotected superplex, I feel like. Nope. Big sunset? Yep. Big sunset. Nice elbow. Luger just absorbed that chop, and there's another backdrop. Oh, he's going to springboard here. He liked to do this. It's going to be a flying clothesline, I think, right? Yeah. Yeah. That looks so good. He's too close to the ropes. Yeah. He pulled that off well, though. Rude awakening. Another high risker. You got to go high cross body here. Got to go high cross. Nope. Oh, he missed. Okay, yeah, NWA, because I remember NWA was doing it. So finally, it took him until 97 to get rid of that shit. Jesus Christ. Oh. Is he going to win with that? He is. Wow. That was basically a hot shot. Austin had a version where he'd pick you up in a power bomb and then fall back, and it was like called the stun gun. A few guys might have done the stun gun, but I remember Austin used to do it. The Stunning Steve. Hence the stun gun. Look at that. Ugh. I mean, that's a great finish.
Thank you, Jim Ross. A big surprise. Thought Brian Pillman would finally wear the gold tonight, but apparently that is not to be. We are standing by live here in Philadelphia, just minutes away from the Road Warriors Skyscrapers match. Hawk, you are considered the best tag team in the history of professional.
Like, think about the tag team division we've seen so far tonight. We've seen the Midnight Express, the Freebirds, Doom, the Steiners, and now the Road Warriors. That division is every bit as strong as what was going on in WWE at the time. Hey, who builds buildings, Paul? Hawk is the best. So they only have a few months left, and they're in WWE. They're in WWE by early 90. I don't remember exactly when. Right after Mania, maybe? Right after Mania 6? Probably 6 months from now, 7 months from now, they're in WWE, which is crazy. And we got the Skyscrapers here. This is going to be the Sid Vicious and Dan Spivey version with Teddy Long. I feel like Teddy Long's name should be Leroy. You ever seen the movie Crocodile Dundee 2? And what's his name? The actor, but he plays like a guy named Leroy. And he dresses a lot like Teddy Long here. What's his name? Big guy, bald head. He was in like Time to Kill, and I forget the actor's name. But that's who Teddy Long. This music, this is the music that the Skyscrapers are using. It's so poppy. It's the lamest music ever for a couple of badasses. Like Psycho Sid just came out to that on purpose. Unless that was a network edit. Okay. Is this... This feels like it's not an edit. Is this a knockoff of it? I feel like it's a... Interesting. Look at this shit. Road Warriors and a very young Sid who would also be joining the Road Warriors in the WWE. All of these guys would be in WWE. Well, not Spivey, I guess. He would take a while. Look at Teddy Long. Oh, my God. What's that called? Is it Jerry Curl? Am I allowed to say that? So that's what it is, right? That Teddy Long is using? He's awesome. I love everything going on with him. I love his pants, his jacket, his hat, his glasses, his hair, his walk, his talk. He's the greatest. Paul Ellering is serious as ever. Definitely a contrast in managers here. But a couple of legends, nonetheless. Jesus. Ugh. Damn, is that a young Gunther at ringside there? Back when he had the blonde hair. Some people think that's who WWE's vignette is. We've seen those vignettes today of the shoes walking. I think it's Saraya. But some people have mentioned it could be Andrade, which would just be wild. I think it's likely to be Gunther or maybe Santos Escobar. I can't think of anyone else unless they're bringing someone up from NXT that it would really be. So I feel like it's got to be Gunther, Santos. I don't think it's Jericho. Obviously, I don't think it's Andrade. So it'd have to be an NXT guy or Gunther or Santos. Finally, down goes Spivey. Spivey is at the center of one of the gnarliest backstage fight stories. It's worse than the Dynamite Kid losing all his teeth one, man. It's bad. He kicked the shit out of Adrian Adonis. Look at Sid. Look at Sid. 1989 Sid. And 1989 Hawk. There's a whole lot of childhood right here. It's going to take a little under 2 years, I guess, for Sid to find his way to WWE. As he'd be there by mid-91, early 91. Nope. Vicious right back up. Yeah. Rest in peace, Sid Vicious, and rest in peace, Road Warriors. 100%. Be right back. Yeah, Sid was obsessed with softballs, but it was a hobby of his. I mean, it'd be the equivalent today of wrestlers who stream and shit, you know? I think there's a lot of wrestlers, you know, who would be perfectly fine with just moving into streaming, sitting at home and making their money on playing video games and stuff, you know? That's why, like, when Adam Cole, if he can't ever get back in the ring, he's going to live a fulfilling life, man. He's going to be interacting with his fans for years to come, and he's still going to be able to find happiness in that. And so, like, everybody has hobbies, you know? I used to be a big bowler. That used to clash with my work. Part of the reason why I've had Monday nights off for the past, like, 30 years is because not only was it Monday Night Raw, but for about 15 years, I had, like, a bowling league on Monday nights, and I just wanted to be off, so I always worked it out with my jobs to be off. And sometimes I would go away on weekend trips to bowling tournaments and stuff, and sometimes I would be willing to, like, lose my job if it meant I couldn't go on the trip, but I always worked it out. So I can understand having hobbies. And Sid disappeared a couple of times during those softball seasons. The one I remember the most is 97, right after WrestleMania when he lost the title, and then he went AWOL there. He was supposed to wrestle Brett at In Your House, and then he's like, no, I'm going to play softball. Softball's fun. I mean, you have some women wrestlers now leaving wrestling for OnlyFans, you know? So it's okay to have other interests.
It's unreal that somebody can take blows that these two have taken and not go down or not back up.
But Bob, they're human. They're made of flesh and bones just like everybody else. They just have a lot more flesh and bigger bones, I guess. But it can only go so far, quite candidly.
I think you're right. I tell you, they got tremendous egos, and Theodore Long has instilled the confidence in them, Jim. They really feel that they cannot be dominated. I guess they may be right, too.
Dangerous Dan up. After the clothesline. Big elbow by Animal. Wrist lock, taking it around, a full turn. Snapping it down, that great strength. Tagging in Hawk. Jumps over the top rope and
Nice.
around the arm, the elbow. That's Spivey powered him right to the corner and tagged in Vicious.
And this Vicious is something to behold, isn't he, Jim?
Like, if I were to take the WCW roster here in '89 and compare it side by side with WWE's, there is a lot of badass wrestlers on this roster. I mean, you've got both Road Warriors and Spivey and Sid in there right now. We just had a match with both Steiners and Butch Reed and fucking Ron Simmons. We've had Dr. Death out there already tonight. Oh my God.
No, sir. I don't like the way he lands that thing.
They can give me double frequent flyer miles and I still ain't going. Side slam. Going for the pin here.
Pillman was no slouch, you know.
Very few people get two on the road warrior.
I think he could probably take Luger in a fight, in a shoot.
They're such gifted athletes. They're not just big.
Nice. Spivey absolutely no-sold that clothesline. Absolutely no-sold it.
Both big kicking him out of the ring. And now Kenny Long telling Vicious to take advantage. Take advantage of it.
Oh. The old barricade clothesline spot. That move's going on 50 years old now.
Just get you up in the air. There's a guy 6'9". You're coming down about 6-7 feet down on that mountain. And the weight.
I've never seen the Road Warriors in this much jeopardy in their career. Perfect standing vertical suplex from 6'8". He's on top. 1, 2, but that 500-pound bench press strength met the difference there.
All I read was I would say he was the catcher. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? But I forgot we were just talking about softball. I'm like, okay. Paige Van Zandt, another good. I always thought she could be something in wrestling because she's got legitimate, fighting background. Plus, she's hot as all hell. I'm pretty sure that's Apter and George. I always forget how to pronounce his name. Napoliano, Nepolano, something like that. Always out there with his camera.
Boy, we knew they were outstanding. We knew they were big. We knew they were powerful. But I tell you, we knew this was going to be the supreme test. And I think they met that challenge.
All the magazines that I would buy and read. A lot of those pictures being taken right now, we're in those. I still got all my magazines. In 2005, I sold about 100 of them on eBay, which I regret. But I still have like 200 more.
Good move on his part. He cut him off. He knew Hawk was going to try to go for the tag, and he very quickly got back and cut him off.
That is a lot of sweat.
I was watching this match. I think I might pack my bag, Jim. I might want to leave the territory in a hurry.
Uh-oh, Packers touchdown, 16-14.
You're looking at tough times ahead.
Mitchell's had the front face lock, that massive arm around Hawk. But Hawk picked him up and made the tag.
Where was the referee?
Yeah, I feel like Sid would have to be a catcher due to his size. I mean, I don't know if there's another position he could play. You got to be able to move around for some of that. I mean, maybe fucking right field or something, I guess. But not even that. He'd still have to run around a lot. He's got to be a catcher. You can't play second base when you're 7 feet tall. You know, you need to be short. Can't play shortstop or third base really being super tall either. He's got to be catcher, right? Animal with the hot tag on Spivey here. Oh, baby. Animal and Sid. Boy, this is childhood. So much childhood. Oh, he's got that key. Oh, nailed. Finally. We got somebody involved here. Hellering's in there, and up there we go. Oh, we're going to get a DQ. And where is he pointing to? Look at Nick Patrick. That key is heavy metal. What kind of lock does that key unlock? Key is down. They're fighting for the key. And Road Warriors run them off. So they're going to win via DQ. Yeah, too bad.
I think you might say that they won the battle, but the war has not been decided yet. What a physical bout it was from beginning to end, beyond all expectations.
There's some of the aftermath of that contest.
Jeez.
Indeed, far from over, and fans, the match we've been waiting on. The Thunderdome cage match. Coming up in a few moments, and standing by with Ric Flair, Sting, and Ole Anderson is our colleague, Christopher Cruz.
Thank you, Jim Ross. That is not the last we will see of the Road Warriors, Dan Spivey and Sid Vicious. Well, what can you say? We are ready for that big Thunderdome match. Ole Anderson, my question for you, at what point will you throw in the towel?
You see this towel wrapped around my arm about 10 times. There's no way. You better get ready, Gary Hart. This towel is going to be like glue on my right arm. When I get out there, the only thing I'm going to be doing is watching Sting and Flair knock the crap out of Mr. Muta and Terry Funk. Get ready because your towel is going to be dropped in that ring. I guarantee.
Ric Flair.
All right.
I'm amazed. Throw the towel in. Here's how it goes. This is the Thunderdome. This is the big time. This is the National Wrestling Alliance.
I don't want to hear the words Thunderdome ever again.
Cause tonight, and the cause is the end of Terry Funk and the Great Muta. Electrified. Yes, 10,000 people.
So what are they going to do? Are they going to act like the cage is electrified and like convulse like when they touch it? Like what the fuck? You got to practice selling an electric fence?
It's going to be different because we're talking something different than a regular wrestling match. And I love
When I was living in North Carolina, I went to like a birthday party for my friend. I was about 12 years old actually, and his family lived way out in like the sticks, and they lived like kind of on a farm, and there was horses that they had there, and it had an electric fence, but it was covered by a wooden fence, and I didn't see it. So I walk up to the fence and I just grab it with both hands, and my whole body just does this like thrust. And I remember being like, "What the fuck was that?" And I had totally gotten electrified. And since then, I've never been the same. Oh, Bruno. I forgot about Bruno.
professional wrestling. Bruno Sammartino.
Fucking Bruno. Oh, my God. He hated Vince by this point. Oh, he hated him. It's probably the only reason why he was here.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the participants.
I wish this Halloween Havoc had a good Halloween Havoc set. You know, I tried to decorate the overlay here a little bit for Halloween because I knew we weren't going to get much out of this show in '89. Muta. Mota. Look at that TV title. I wouldn't mind having that. That one. The one above my head there is from the 90s. But that TV title kind of resembles the red WWF title, the one that Cody has. Are they lowering this thing down, or what's happening? I don't see it up there. They have to build it? Double Cross Ranch is such a badass name for it. Like, if I had a ranch, I'd want to call it the Double Cross Ranch. AJ, it does feel weird to see Bruno out there. But Bruno made a couple of appearances for them. Andre made, I think, one of Andre's last appearances was for WCW, which was hard for me to accept as a fan.
Jim, unbelievable Thunderdome match. Electrified fence around the cage. I've never seen it. I've never heard of it. And I'm apprehensive. I'm very apprehensive about it.
Sting! Is this the song he was using at the time? A lot of energy. Oh, the rat tail is so great. Do you think I could still grow one? Do you think there's time? I got time? Do all my streams looking like this, but with the... Yes, they should have sprung for a carpet. I mean, there's not a carpet budget in 1989 WCW. But I do like, I mean, they did an okay job with the background there. The big curtains, I do like that. It looks okay for 1989 WCW standards. It doesn't look as low budget as some of their other shit that they did. Ric Flair, he's got Ole with him. And you have to win this match by throwing in the towel? And so it's going to be Ole and Gary Hart with the respective towels? Is that how it goes?
The question is, how far will Ole Anderson let it go? Gary Hart has the most to lose by letting it go too far. Because
This is a cage match, right? Is this thing hanging? Oh, there, I see it now. Okay, where the fuck is it? It's up there. Like Bruno, too, being a part of this hokey shit is pretty funny. You know, he's so straight and narrow, you know, having to be a part of this goofy-ass gimmick match is pretty funny. Ric Flair, I've never seen Ric Flair and Bruno Sammartino in the same ring before. That's very cool. I'm kind of glad that Bruno left a brief, albeit brief, but he left a fingerprint in WCW. You know, you can see Bruno. Look at the legends he's in the ring with here. Jesus Christ! You know, he was in New York for so long. You know, I don't know how many run-ins Bruno ever had with a Gary Hart or a Funk. You know, or an Ole. He's in there with Sting, Muta, Flair, Funk, Ole, Gary Hart. That is just insane. That is just, look at the legends. Just absolute legend. You can't even like you got 4 of them in there. It's hard to even compare. Like when you're looking at Flair, Sting, Funk, and Bruno, those. That's just, not to mention Hart and Muta, but Jesus, just those 4 alone is like, god damn. The legacies, the amount of world titles. At least one of those guys, you know, maybe even more, but at least one is on just about every single wrestling fan's Mount Rushmore. Some fans might have 2. Here it comes. Look at this thing. So this thing apparently is going to be electrically charged, which means it won't be. So I am curious how they sell it and how bad it looks. These men are not thinking of tomorrow. I love the thunder. Do they got like big cobwebs or tree branches growing on that thing, or those are the electrical cables to electrify it? No, look at it. We got little flashes of pyro.
Bruno Sammartino. I talked to him
Funk's like, I'm just going to climb this thing.
the time I had the chance to meet him. He said, I'm
This is they've always liked using this big-ass cage. This is the
very nervous
kind of like the Hogan and Piper one.
because he's a man that has always accepted responsibility.
Wait a minute. Look at that. What is that nut doing?
I don't know where he thinks he's going to go, but he'll get...
Funk. He's like, I'm just going to do some parkour.
The cage a little higher up, whereas where the wiring will make it electric.
Oh, yeah. What are they doing? Oh, my God. It's caught fire? Something's caught fire?
I told you, we talk about it being dangerous. Hey, we have never seen one either, fans.
So did they purposely catch that on fire to make it seem like the cage is really charged? Because it's obviously not. They're all touching it.
Wrestling, and you're a great cable company. Remember our next pay-per-view spectacular from the Omni in Atlanta. The great Muda sprays the fire and put it out.
Muda just sprayed the fire with green mist to put it out. That's awesome.
Fire extinguisher, and Muda said, I got my own.
That's tremendous. What a legend.
He put it on the fire, not in someone's face. What an apparatus.
Yeah, I don't know how it caught on fire, but they have a lot of Halloween decorations up near the top of that, so somehow, I mean, there's lights and there is electrical cables up there, so maybe it caught fire that way. But they had to run up there and put it out.
And Ric Flair starting it out. Up with a shoulder block, takes Flair down.
Oh, the electrified cable is on top. Okay, so you don't just touch the cage. It's basically on top to prevent dudes from escaping? Is that what it's about? So you can't get out. Well, that's a relief, because I'm like, if they're trying to pass this entire structure off as charged, that means whenever they touch it, they're going to have to sell it, and that's going to be really stupid looking.
He held the title until early in 1977. And Bruno is already making his presence known. I guarantee you, there's not a man in this facility that's going to intimidate Bruno Sammartino, much less any of the great athletes.
Yeah, Bruno is a wild choice for this match. Him being a special guest referee is fine, but you'd almost would want that for like a world title match or something, not like some gimmicky shit with electrified fences. Yeah, making tags, it makes no sense. Like it. I was under the impression it would be Tornado, but it isn't. Clone Force 99, it's good to see you. I am loving my new home. Thanks. Loving the new setup. It's much easier, much more streamlined. It's easier for me to set up whenever I go live. Simplified. Loving it.
Shot treatment was never like this. Big shot by Flair, tagging in Sting. Another great young Lions. In the sport 3 years.
Yep, Juliet, that's WCW in a nutshell right there. Why would you have an electrified cage and then put flammable decorations on it? Oh, Funk.
Going after Ole, but Sting was right behind him. That was a man he needed to worry about.
I'll tell you something. Look at these designated Terminators. We know Gary Hart has
I'm going to tell the production crew, like, why would you put the decorations up there? Shut up, Fogel.
And don't forget, fans, we'll have a live post-game show with Lance Russell, Joe Patacino, Chris Cruz, Gordon Soder, Bob, and I as a special guest right after this event at 10 o'clock Eastern.
Oh,
But I made the comment on the hotline that I didn't think Ole Anderson could be trusted because of his track record. Ric Flair and Sting obviously think otherwise.
Flair loved that knee drop followed by his little somersault.
Especially with a man that just went out of the ring. Muda, there's a man that
Nice T85. Moving down to Florida. Where are you now? Where are you currently?
He's going to go, and he's going to put a lot of gold in the pocket of Hart. I don't think Hart wants to see him seriously.
Ugh.
A competitive nature. National Wrestling Alliance and World Championship Wrestling. There is none else like this. We appreciate the fans supporting pro wrestling wherever it may be. It's great sports entertainment, but none of it is as physical as this. Great drop
Big drop kick.
by Sting, the youngster from Venice Beach, California. Started out as a member of a team called the Blade Runners. I think his partner
Yeah, and this cage, I don't know if, I mean, I'm pretty sure they reused this cage a bunch of times because we've seen it a lot in WCW all the way up until, 97 when Hogan and Piper used something that looked very similar. But it looked like the way it's fashioned together, it looks janky, but it lowered pretty straight. It looked sturdier than some of the things we'd see later, so. We watched one of the War Games pay-per-views where the whole cage was coming down just on a slant. I'm like, look at what they're doing. It's all fucked up. Like, so they actually executed that pretty well.
and now tagging in the man. Ric Flair
Wow, it's 19. It's a close game going into the fourth quarter. Wow.
in 1972. He was 75 when he had his back broken. A lot of fans may not know
Yeah, if AEW wanted to electrify a blood and guts cage, sure. Put some decorations on there, have them catch fire as a little homage to this and see how many fans catch it.
he was in the same class with the Nature Boy.
They'll do it on purpose as a tribute to this, and then you'll have a bunch of fans online saying, oh, what a mud show. They cut the decorations. Like, the joke would go right over their head. They'd be so itching to insult them, they wouldn't realize that that's actually the joke. Man, I am pretty sure I could get through one of those holes. I definitely could. Like, if I just went like one arm first, I could definitely squeeze through there. If I was in prison and that is the hole that is separating me from my freedom, I'm getting through that hole. Even if I have to lube up. Get up. Get up. I want to know if Bruno at any point gets physical. God, Muda was so good in these days, man. I love that. Give me this Muda in a triple threat with Okada and Takeshita.
Punish someone so severely that the designated terminator, their second, whatever you like to call it, throw in the towel.
Oh my God, Sting, or a Flair. Just because he's missed it already doesn't mean he's not going to miss it again. I would stay away from his face.
Look at Funk choking Sting. Sting is the legal man in this match. Sting has got the Scorpion Deathlock with the figure four. Good assortment of nerve holes. And Funk, of course, not only the skinny toe hold that he won the world title with, and his brother Dory Jr.
Yeah, it's a good point. You can't really ram your opponent's head into the cage because you could miss. His head could just go right through one of the center squares. So, like, it would be much better if you had smaller ones or more metal added to that. But this does allow you better viewing for your audience, but still. Back in '89, I don't know if we were even thinking about that stuff. Oh, look at the way Muta got up on the Bulldog. Oh. Well, Muta and Sting, or Muta and Funk both down. It's wild that Gary Hart and Ole are in there with them. It just seems like the cage is a little bit pointless. It's exactly what it is. It's paint from Muta's face.
Just in the nick of time, I had that Scorpion locked in, and I was just going to say, it looks like that Sting and Flair are trying to get Muta. He looks like the one they're trying to wear now.
Stiff ass kick. Oh yeah, Bruno's got the paint on his shirt. Trying to bushwhack Sting. Yeah, I don't know if Sting knows he's being bushwhacked. If I was being bushwhacked, I'd know. You saw Hart versus Lawler at Maple Leaf Gardens in '95. It was not very fan-friendly. It was another Kiss My Foot match. Oh, my God. God, Funk, that's how you rip your knee apart. He's very lucky. So what is he trying to do? You go up there, you get electrocuted. Why would you voluntarily... But, like, what's the point of electrifying the top of it? Just so they don't try to escape? Ooh, maybe it really is electrified. That was a good sell by Muta. Would sparks really fly, though, if you touched it? Unless they got a spark guy down there with a button and he's pushing it and it's sending shit off. I was at Unforgiven 98, the first ever Inferno match, and I could see, I don't know who it was. It might have been Pat, or I don't think it was Pat or Briscoe, but it was somebody. I saw them kind of crouch down over near the timekeeper's area where they were pushing the button to ignite the flames, like when they were doing the bumps. So like whenever Kane or Taker would take a bump, the flames would shoot up. And I could see him over there with the thing. And I remember like looking, I'm like, oh, he's controlling it. Like, so maybe WCW here has a spark guy on standby. See, now Funk's all the way up there. He's not getting shocked? Oh, he's hanging from that bar that's bending. And he's getting chopped and whipped. God, he has got to be careful with his knees like that, man. Fucking Tarzan over here. Oh, wow. Sting's got Muta above his head. He's like, where should I put him? Where should I stick him? Lawn dart him through the cage. Have his head, just stick his whole body in one of the squares where he can't get out. And Funk is in the gnarliest tree of woe I've ever seen, with a booger hanging out of his nose. That's nice. Jesus, Funk. He's still just hanging one hand.
Ideal time for Flair and Sting both to have double teamed Muta and really played. Where'd he go? Under the ring.
What's under the ring? I would have. Sting would have hanging down. They can use that rope to their advantage.
What's in Funk's nose? I thought it might be a tooth, but it's snot.
He must think he can get out of this thing, and that's ludicrous. You can see that the top of the cage is slanted inward, much like a fence in a prison.
That's right. You can't climb over the goddamn thing.
Flair and Muta now on the outside. Yeah, Hacksaw Jim Duggan was a big fan of the boogers. He was. Had them often.
I tell you, there's no doubt that the man that has had the least
I only had one embarrassing booger story. I think I was like in 7th grade, and I didn't think anyone was looking. My nose was bothering me, and it was one of those boogers, and I just wanted to kind of quickly take care of it, but it stuck to my finger and then stayed with my finger about 4 inches, and a girl saw, and she's like, "That's gross." I'm like, "I didn't fucking mean for this to happen. Leave me alone." I thought I could just kind of clear it out real quick. I didn't know it was going to stretch out like a fucking cartoon. I was like, from then on, I'm going to be ultra careful with boogers from now on. Oh my God, that's awesome. They're using the rope as a swing. The rope is a nice touch. I've never seen the fact that Bruno is refereeing a match that has a rope swing in it. Fucking Tarzan rope.
It won't be the last time we see the figure four we have to think.
Well, and I think he got an eyeful again of Terry Funk. Even though he had that figure four on Muta, he was all the time eyeing Funk over there.
He kicked Flair in the back of the head, and Flair was on the second turn.
Sting missed a second Tarzan attempt. Guys, give the rope a rest. It's not worth it. See, Funk's got the right idea, or use it as a way to tie your opponent.
If he gets that rope tied around and hangs him by that.
Muta's got Flair. That's a reverse version of a spinning toe hold. Same basic position of the legs for the object person. That meaning Flair has Muta leg back on.
Yeah, Sting was down for whatever. What's that? I'm going to swing on a rope in an electrified cage match? Sign me up. Say no more. Look at this. What's this one called? It's kind of like a STF sort of, but you're upside down and using your neck. Is Sting tied to that? Sting is tied up, guys. No, that's not. I don't think that's an Indian Deathlock. An Indian Deathlock you do mostly with your legs, if I remember right. Ugh. But that particular move where you're backwards on your neck and you're pulling back, I don't know what the fuck that's called. But I don't think it's Indian Deathlock. Come on, Sting. Untie yourself. Ole is up. There we go. Ole helped out. I like that Ole holds the towel the whole time. Just stick the towel in your pocket or something. Oh, Sting's going to dive. And so I guess, is the top not electrified? Like, why did Muta just get briefly... Oh, wow. Sting coming in. Oh, I didn't realize Funk fell face first. Oh, the crowd loves that. The crowd has been completely into this entire show. This actually has been a good pay-per-view in my estimation for what I was expecting for 1999. We had a couple of, like, what-the-fuck matches. The opener was like, okay. And the Cuban Assassin match, nobody gave a shit. But the rest of this has been pretty good. And there's Muta. What is he doing? That is so difficult to climb. I mean, that's how prison cages are structured. Look at that.
Again, Jim, we don't think it's possible. I don't see how anybody can climb over that thing.
Oh, God. Sting is up there with the rope again. He's obsessed with the rope. Sting is obsessed with the rope.
Figure four coming, and he wants that on Funk. He wants it so bad.
He wants it on Funk. He wants it so bad.
He just may try to break that leg off if he gets him in that figure.
God, what are they doing, guys? Careful. There's so much shit up there, too, to get tangled on. This is how you end your career, with a spill off of this thing. Muta crouched himself. Okay, Sting's going to try to use that rope again. Nope, he's not. I feel like Sting wants the rope, but no.
Again, I think it's important to mention that the designated Terminator hasn't even figured in the bout so far. Nobody's had a submission hold for that length of time.
Well, this one started out as an Australian rules tag team event. In principle,
Yeah, now it's finally Tornado.
Texas Tornado tag, where all four in the ring simultaneously.
Is that okay? Is this on purpose?
That's all for Sting.
Does Bruno just like, fuck it?
And Funk continue to beat each other to a pulp. Watch Muta. Watch Muta.
Muta crouched himself again. He did it to himself on the cage, too. Oh, I didn't hear. Did JR just say fried wonton? I did not hear that. As delicious as that sounds, yes, that's a racist joke. Wow. Splash off the figure four. Funk. He's down, man. Throw it. Throw it in, Gary Hart. Nope. Sting's going up again. Look out, Bruno. All right, Muta's finally showing up. Oh, there we go. Wow, Muta taken out by Bruno Sammartino. That's great. Oh, now Ole and Gary Hart going at it. What a match. Hey, the towel is in. Now, did Hart throw it in, or was it knocked off of him?
What a tremendous conclusion to this event, but certainly not without some controversy, Bob.
Jim, you're 100% right. I'm still not so sure that Hart meant to throw that in.
Yeah, okay. So I saw that right. I feel like the towel was more like knocked off of him and landed in the hands of Bruno. But Flair and Sting are like, let's get the fuck out of here before they change their mind. We got to get to the bar. Look at this. The way he just jumps over Bruno is so awesome. And here comes Muta in. Missed.
Boy, and you're talking about right now. Let's see if we can see what happened. As again, Flair had that figure four, and he had
Yeah, here comes Ole. Ole starts battling with Hart. And when he punches him and Hart sells, the towel goes up. Lands on Bruno's shoulder.
And when Bruno had no alternative but to end the match because Ole Anderson's got his towel in his
You know, honestly, that on replay, that was actually executed really well. but in real time it came off a little weird. Like, it was hard to see what happened, but like that was the plan. Like, okay, I'm going to punch you, you're going to fall, the towel's going to fly, it's going to land on Bruno. Like, the way that was all, that could have easily not looked right. And that was actually pretty well done. I can't lie. I mean, for WCW standards in 1989, that was a match just completely filled with legends, and they all did their job, which is why they're legends, you know? That was good stuff.
Well, I'll tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. We have seen so much here tonight. We thought it would be the night that Flying Brian will be able to take it to Lex Luger and become the new United States Heavyweight Champion. It did not work out that way for Flying Brian, but there'll be better days for him.
JR kind of losing his voice. About another 3.5 years or so, he'll be busting out that toga.
Championship. I think untold championships ahead for Luger. Hey, you're talking about great matches. Hey, what about that? What about the Warriors and what about the Skyscrapers, Jim?
Well, you know, the Road Warriors came here wanting to become the first team to pin the undefeated Skyscrapers. They did not accomplish that particular goal, but they did walk out of here with a no disqualification victory. But I think
A no disqualification victory, a disqualification victory.
the Road Warriors certainly have not seen the last of the Skyscrapers and vice versa. You know, Bob, we do appreciate so much the fans joining us on pay-per-view. We'll be having our post-game show with Lance Russell.
Phone number no longer active. Damn it.
You can call 1-900.
Oh, they mute the phone number so nobody calls it.
Our next pay-per-view spectacular will be Starrcade
1-900-909-9900. I think that was the WCW line.
on Wednesday night, December the 3rd.
And WWE's was 1-900-7474-WWF, something like that.
Jim, you know, every time
Still remember them.
better and better and better. Hey, next is going to top it, I'm sure of that.
Starrcade 89 is the granddaddy of them all.
Have we watched Starrcade 89? I don't think we have.
On the 13th, from the Omni in Atlanta.
We might have.
We hope that this cable company will be carrying that event as well. You fans, we certainly appreciate you allowing us to come into your home. We've seen some great action. The dynamic dudes came very close. Freebirds are still
Before they sign off here, I do want to see if there's a buy rate available for this.
had a factor on that.
Well, and I tell you, we may not have seen the end of that either. You know, I think that's something that we got to look forward to in the future to see just how that's going to pan out.
Ladies and gentlemen, for Chris Cruz, Gordon
Can't
Sullivan,
find it.
I'm Jim Ross. Thanks very much, and so long from Philadelphia.
All right. Well, that's a wrap on Halloween Havoc 1989. That was actually better than I thought. I was a little worried that maybe this one would be a little shitty, but this was really interesting. There was a lot of legends on the show, especially that main event. I don't know if I've ever seen that many like all-time greats in one place at one time before, not even in WWE. I mean, very few times at least that we've seen that. That was just incredible. A lot of great talent on the show. There really was. So it was fun to take a look back at 1989 WCW and where Halloween Havoc all began. As of right now, I think I'm going to probably be up here tomorrow night after Raw. I also thought that maybe we could do a watch along. I'm not sure yet. But I don't know what's going on Raw tomorrow, so we'll play it by ear. But we probably will be here for a review. Either way, you will get some content tomorrow. That's for sure. So, yeah, thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. I appreciate it. Loving the closing credits here. Ooh, Rock Hill, South Carolina was the lighting design and production. Paragon Productions, that's cool. Wow. Quite the lineup here. Anyway, yeah, that is a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out this evening. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of the game, which the Packers are now in the lead over the Steelers. So I guess I'm going to be happy either way, no matter who wins. But I think I'm kind of leaning towards rooting for the Steelers. But, yeah, there you go. Thanks again, guys, for hanging out tonight. I appreciate it, and I will be catching you probably in about 24 hours. See you then. Peace.